Hello. Hi. How's it been? Everyone okay in this darkness? Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Kat, because you first arrived. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sophie, and thank you, CDC. Oh yeah, Bean. You look very dramatic. Yes, because this is a very dramatic reading of this amazing book. I don't know if any of you have ever read it. If you have ever read The Madman, his parables and poems. I always knew it as The Madman, but it seems that that's the full title. Or if you have ever read or heard of Gibran Khalil Gibran. Really, really nice. I'm curled up in bed with some tea ready for Lauren to read to me. Oh, that's the best way that you can do it, of course. To have a nice story before we're going to sleep. This is not your typical thing, I think. This is more of it's not a novel, it's not a short story. It's a compilation of short poem stories that are really, really interesting. Very nice. So let's start with, let me see if the music is fine at that volume. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Me, 2 minutes in. Exactly. That's how I wouldn't ask it any other way. So let's see. Let me show you what I have here. This is how I became a madman. How I became a madman. You ask me how I became a madman. It happened thus. One day, long before many gods were born, I woke from a deep sleep and found all my masks were stolen. The 7 masks I have fashioned and worn in 7 lives. I ran maskless through the crowded streets shouting, "Thieves! Thieves! The cursed thieves!" Men and women laughed at me, and some ran to their houses in fear of me. And when I reached the marketplace, a youth standing on a housetop cried, "He is a madman!" I looked up to behold him, and the sun kissed my own naked face for the first time. For the first time, the sun kissed my own naked face, and my soul was inflamed with love for the sun, and I wanted my masks no more. And as if in a trance I cried, "Blessed, blessed are the thieves who stole my masks." Thus I became a madman. And I have found both freedom of loneliness and the safety from being understood for those who understand us enslave something in us. But let me not be too proud of my safety. Even a thief in a jail is safe from another thief. Hey, Raya, oh my god, you're just in time. This effect is so clever, Lloyd. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is how I became a madman. Such a nice story, such a cool... This is something that happens a lot in this book that I remember when I read it. There's a lot of the repetition of the number 7. I guess because it's how to say it, it represents this divine thing in us, you know, like the number 7, it's like, oh, the number of this magic number, divine, God, things like that. So maybe that's why it is repeated in that way. Do you like it? And that's how a lot of these stories are gonna be, honestly. With this whole thing. Whoa, that's a glow. I didn't want to use that one. Let me think. Let me find one thing. Where is this thing? Oh, it's this one. This is the one that I wanted. Now that we are a god. Yeah. Maybe not from there. Maybe from here. Yay. Whoops. Oh wait, yeah, why it reset itself? That's so weird. I wanted this one, but I wanted this one. There we go. The story, the reading, the effects, the music, the TV. Right, TV? Did you like that story? Yes, you did. I hope all of you are okay. But yeah, that's the thing, no? When the whole thing... it's as if this guy lost all the things that we show to others, no? All the false pretense or what we think it's just ourselves. It's like, no, those are not me. This is the real me. When I just simply don't care anymore. And the idea of when someone understands us, enslaves something in us. Like no, me as a madman, I don't care about being understood. In fact, if you understand me now what's the point? It's such an interesting thing. And now it's the story of God. And that one, let me show you. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna place this one better here. There we go. Oops, no, you know what? In fact, I have to keep it in here or else it doesn't look well. Sorry about that. So, in the ancient days, when the first quiver of speech came to my lips, I ascended the holy mountain and spoke unto God, saying, Master, I am thy slave. Thy hidden will is my law, and I shall obey thee forevermore. But God made no answer, and like a mighty tempest passed away. And after 1,000 years I ascended the holy mountain, and again spoke unto God, saying, Creator, I am thy creation, out of clay hast thou fashioned me, and to thee I owe mine all. And God made no answer, but like 1,000 swift wings passed away. And after 1,000 years I climbed the holy mountain, and spoke unto God again, saying, Father, I am thy son, in pity and love thou hast given me birth, and through love and worship I shall inherit thy kingdom. And God made no answer. And like the mist that veils the distant hills, he passed away. And after 1,000 years I climbed the sacred mountain, and again spoke unto God, saying, My God, my aim and my fulfillment, I am thy yesterday, and thou art my tomorrow. I am thy root in the earth, and thou art my flower in the sky. And together we grow before the face of the sun. Then God leaned over me, and in my ears whispered words of sweetness, and even as the sea that enfolded a brook that runneth down to her, he enfolded me. And when I descended to the valleys and the plains, God was there also. So nice. It's like, dude, you What are you doing? You wasted all this time going to that special place where they have told you God was everywhere. You don't need to go to prove anything. It's wherever it is. You wasted all this time trying to show like how devout you are, and you're not realizing that it's been right there next to you, right where you are, right there. The popcorn. Oh my God, I want some. I'm not not always been a big fan of popcorn, but it wouldn't be bad. It would be very nice. Is the cat? Tell me, is the music at a good volume? Should be lower? Should be louder? It sounds okay. I would appreciate it. Yeah, I know. Reya is also here. It's so nice. I hope you are liking the stories. And that's pretty much how this book goes, honestly. Hey, Honey Badger. Hey, it's been so long. How are you? Welcome. You're in time. We're just... I think you have already listened maybe to one. I think you sound awesome. Thank you, Sophie. Let's go for the next one, which is My Friend. And who's my friend? We will find out. My friend. My friend, I am not what I seem. Seeming is but a garment I wear, a care-woven garment that protects me from thy questionings and thee from my negligence. The I in me, my friend, dwells in the house of silence, and therein it shall remain forevermore, unperceived, unapproachable. I would not have thee believe in what I say, nor trust in what I do, for my own words are not but thy own thoughts in sound, and my deeds thy own hopes in action. When thou sayest, the wind bloweth eastward, I say, aye, it doth blow eastward. For I would not have thee know that my mind doth not dwell upon the wind, but upon the sea. Thou canst not understand my seafaring thoughts, nor would I have thee understand. I would be at sea alone. When it is day with thee, my friend, it is night with me. Yet even then I speak of the noontide that dances upon the hills, and of the purple shadow that steals its way across the valley. For thou canst not hear the songs of my darkness, nor see my wings beating against the stars. And I fain would not have thee hear or see. I would be with a night alone. When thou ascendest to thy heaven, I descend to my hell. Even then thou callest to me across the unbridgeable gulf, my companion, my comrade, and I call back to thee, my comrade, my companion. For I would not have thee see my hell. The flame would burn thy eyesight, and the smoke would crowd thy nostrils. And I love my hell too well to have thee visited. I would be in hell alone. Thou lovest truth and beauty and righteousness, and I for thy sake say it as well, and seemly to love these things. But in my heart I laughed at thy love, yet I would not have thee see my laughter. I would laugh alone. My friend, thou art good and cautious and wise. Nay, thou art perfect. Nay, thou art perfect. And I too speak with thee wisely and cautiously, and yet I am mad. But I mask my madness. I would be mad alone. My friend, thou art not my friend, but how shall I make thee understand? My path is not thy path, yet together we walk, hand in hand. Hola, Deret. Hola, Honey. Otra vez. ¿Cómo están? That was My Friend. And the same thing, no, about not being understood, about not and not wanting to be understood, but still not wanting to worry the other. No, like I still worry about you. There's still, it's funny, you know, like I don't want to show you these things, but I still respect you, at least. It's not that I care about you. I don't want to share all these crazy things that happen to me. I don't, not because you would think weird of me, but you wouldn't understand, and you wouldn't understand. No, I just don't, you know, why bother? Why bother? We are fine like this, no? We're friends, right? That's how it is. This music that we're listening, by the way, it's such a nice music, and I love this loop of music because it's... I never played the game. I never played Donkey Kong, any Donkey Kong, in fact. But I always like this music for something like this because of this story of the internet, of YouTube that happened. When if you got this video, not exactly this video and this version of this song, but if you had it, it was a checkpoint in life. And then it was taken down. Someone else made a new video like that. If you ever had this video, you did it. You came across the checkpoint in life. So let's say that this is our checkpoint in life. When you guys are reading with me, the Madman. Oh my God, I love this story so much. Well, these stories. When I read it, how young was I? I was, I don't know, pretty young. But then just like the Madman, when the sun touched its face and felt illuminated, it touched my face and I also felt illuminated. And I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So nice. Let's change a little bit of this color to not make it... Oh, wait, actually this one I like it in... Maybe like that. But the backlight is the one that I want to change. To have a nice contrast. Maybe there. Yeah, why not? I feel that looks nice. Sounds silly? What do you mean sounds silly? What sounds silly? The song? The idea of the checkpoint? The book? I don't know. But no, I really was like, oh my God, this is amazing. What a beautiful book. So let's read the next one. Something like that. The Scarecrow. Oh my God, this one is so silly. I love it. There's some that are just so funny. And yet, really good. Your voice is really good for this. Yeah, thank you. You know, it's funny because I'm the one doing readings. When, you know, this version of the book, I went to Delta's library and I was like, oh my God, you have the Madman, give it to me. And he was like, I have no idea what that is, shut the fuck up. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then I grabbed it and I ran. I didn't, I will put it back. It won't even notice. He won't even notice. So and then you will see Delta now doing interviews and things like that, no? Okay. So, once I said to a Scarecrow, you must be tired of standing in this lonely field. And he said, the joy of scaring is a deep and lasting one. And I never tire of it. Said I after a minute of thought, it is true, for I too have known that joy. Said he, only those who are stuffed with straw can know it. Then I left him, not knowing whether he had complimented or belittled me. A year passed, during which the Scarecrow turned philosopher. And when I passed by him again, I saw 2 crows building a nest under his hat. Oh my God. Delta effects, yeah. Oh my god, this story. I like the idea, no? Like, what are you doing, man? You think you know so much, and then you're not even doing what you supposedly knew. You know, you talk about things, and then you're the worst. It reminds me to some people that are like, I don't know if it really goes to that, but it sounds like it goes to that. When people are like, oh yes, I know all of this. You don't understand. It's like, it doesn't seem like you understand it either. Or what happened here? What? The Sleepwalkers. I like this story also. It's also short, but it's such also a good idea on how, you know, people behave from, you know, from the outside and the inside. The Sleepwalkers. In the town where I was born lived a woman and her daughter who walked in their sleep. One night, while silence unfolded the world, the woman and her daughter, walking yet asleep, met in their mist-veiled garden. And the mother spoke and she said, at last, my enemy, you by whom my youth was destroyed, who have built up your life upon the ruins of mine, would I kill you? And the daughter spoke and she said, oh, hateful woman, selfish and old, who stand between my freer self and me, who would have my life an echo of your own faded life, would you were dead. At that moment, a cock crew and both women awoke. The mother said gently, is that you, darling? And the daughter answered gently, yes, dear. Like, wow, of course. That's also something that happens. You know, like, we won't say these things in front of people, but we are thinking of what? Wow. Yeah, no, but I don't know. I always could even. They are so short yet so rich, and I could always imagine these stories. Like, oh yeah, I can see the two women, like this house, this old house, and all. This is also a pretty old book, by the way. This book was written like in the, I think, the early 1900s, like maybe 1900 or something around that time. I'm pretty sure, but yeah. More than 100 years, probably. And yet still very nice. Still really like it. Okay, let me read you the next one. Oh, well, this two, there's two stories here. The Wise Dog and the Two Hermits. Oh my god. Let me see. Where is it? Where is this? Where is this guy? There we go. So, the Wise Dog. One day there passed by a company of cats a wise dog. And as he came near and saw that they were very intent and heeded him not, he stopped. Then there arose in the midst of the company a large grave cat, and looked upon them and said, Brethren, pray ye, and when ye have prayed again and yet again, nothing doubting, verily then it shall rain mice. And when the dog heard this, he laughed, and his heart and turned from them, saying, O blind and foolish cats, has it not been written, and have I not known, and my fathers before me, that which reigned for prayer and faith and supplication is not mind, it's not mice, but bones. Oh my God. That one, I forgot about that one. That's so silly. I love it so much. Yeah, it's like yeah, that's basically how it is. You know, people will hear something and like, no, that's not true. It's like, how are we so sure one or the other? You know, how can what? And yeah, what are our beliefs even from where they came from, and how ridiculous can it be? Oh my God. But it's a wise dog, so maybe he's right. Maybe it is bones. The Two Hermits. Oh, I kind of remember this one. I haven't read this book in a while, but I would find it again, and I also the giggles cute. Thank you. The same. Oh, I guess that's what. Sorry, I guess that's what Ori always says, that when I laugh, I do this cute thing, and I am like, which one? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I guess that's what she meant. The giggles. Oh my god. Okay, Two Hermits. The Two Hermits. Upon a lonely mountain there lived two hermits who worshipped God and loved one another. Now these two hermits had one earthen bowl, and this was their only possession. This was their only possession. One day, an evil spirit entered into the heart of the older hermit, and he came to the younger and said, "It is long that we have lived together. This time has come for us to part. Let us divide our possessions." Then the younger hermit was saddened, and he said, "It grieves me, brother, that thou shouldst leave me. But if thou must needs go, so be it." And he brought the earthen bowl and gave it to him, saying, "We cannot divide it, brother. Let it be thine. Let it be yours. No, let it be thine." Then the older hermit said, "Charity I will not accept. I will take nothing but mine own. It must be divided." And the younger one said, if the bowl be broken, of what use would it be to thee or to me? If it be thy pleasure, let us rather cast a lot." But the older hermit said again, "I will have but justice and mine own, and I will not trust justice and mine own to vain chance. The bowl must be divided." Then the younger hermit could reason no further, and he said, "If it be indeed thy will, and if even so thou wouldst have it, let us now break the bowl." But the face of the older hermit grew exceedingly dark, and he cried, "Oh, thou cursed coward, thou wast not fight!" And that's the end. It's like, I have to break you. You have to fight with me. Some people just want to fight. Some people just want to fight. It's like, I don't care about the stupid bowl. I don't care about our possessions. I just want to fight. I just want to show the world that you are going to fight. That you are not this person. Oh my God. Also, hola, Osada. You're just in time. Well, yeah, because what have I read? Like 6 stories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. Oh my God, we got to the 7th story. The next one, wait, on giving and taking. Oh, I think this one is very silly also. It's super short. It's one of the shortest. There's one that is like 4 lines, and I love it so much. It's really funny. Hola, Osada. Hola. Let me get to it. Or yeah, let's do it. On giving and taking. Once there lived a man who had a valley full of needles, and one day the mother of Jesus came to him and said, "Friend, my son's garment is torn, and I must needs mend it before he goes to the temple. Wouldst thou not give me a needle?" And he gave her not a needle, but he gave her a learned discourse on giving and taking to carry to her son before he should go to the temple. It's like, okay. Oh my God. It's like, well, yeah. Yeah, I will give you this instead. This is more important than the clothes, sure. A horrible discourse. Like, I just needed a needle. What are you doing, man? But is it that way how Jesus learned about it? This one is one that I really, really like. Oh my God. This is when I start to be like, okay, very interesting. I even learned this one by heart, but in Spanish. At one point, I don't remember it anymore. It's been years, but for a while I would repeat this story and I knew it just like that. The seven selves. In the stillest hour of the night, in fact, maybe this one goes better without music. Yeah. Let me. Yeah, let's take a moment from the music, because this one is like in the stillest hour of the night, so there's no sounds here. Only the selves. And in a way, I would like to play with this thing also. So, so here we have. In the stillest hour of the night, as I lay half asleep, my seven selves sat together and thus conversed in whisper. First self. Here in this madman I have dwelt all these years, with naught to do but renew his pain by day and regret his sorrow by night. I can bear my fate no longer, and now I revel. Second self. Yours is a better... Yours is a better lot than mine, brother, for it is given to me to be this madman's joyous self. I laugh his laughter and sing his happy hours, and with thrice winged feet I dance his brighter thoughts. It is I that I would rebel against my weary existence. Third self. And what of me, the love-ridden self? Well, if it's love, let's put it like here. Yeah. And what of me, the love-ridden self, the flaming brand of wild passion and fantastic desires? It is I, the love-sick self, who would rebel against this madman. And fourth self. I amongst you all am the most miserable, for naught was given me but odious hatred and destructive loathing. It is I, the tempest-like self, the one born in the black caves of hell, who would protest against serving this madman. Fifth self. Nay, it is I, the thinking self, the fanciful self, the self of hunger and thirst, the one doomed to wander without rest in search of unknown things and things not yet created. It is I, not you, who would revel. Sixth self. And I, the working self, the pitiful laborer who, with patient hands and loaning eyes, fashion the days into images and give the formless elements new and eternal forms. It is I, the solitary one, who would rebel against this restless madman. Seventh self. How strange that you all would rebel against this man, because each and every one of you has a preordained fate to fulfill. Could I but be like one of you, a self with a determined lot, but I have none. I am the do-nothing self, the one... I have none. I am the do-nothing self, the one who sits in the dumb, empty nowhere and nowhen. While you are busy recreating life, is it you or I, neighbors, who should rebel? When the seventh self thus spake, the other six selves looked with pity upon him, but said nothing more. And as the night grew deeper, one after the other went to sleep, enfolded with a new and happy submission. But the seventh self remained watching and gazing at nothingness, which is behind all things. This is making me sleepy, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, that's good, right? And that's the end of the seven selves. What a good idea. Yeah, like at least you have something to do. Yeah, you sometimes, I hate this. No, I don't want to do this and all and this. And hey, at least you have something, to. So Yeah, think about it. Is it really that bad? Others can have it worse, and to a point where it is almost unimaginable. Lawrence should do ASMR to sleep for real, for real. I love the voice. Ah, thank you. Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe that if I get well, I would need, to make it properly, I would need 2 microphones. Or sometimes, yeah, sometimes it works to just be very close like this, of course, and like that. But, it's not the same. To make it a true ASMR, yeah, usually you want 2 mics to make it nicer. But yeah, sure. Okay. Now, the next one is war. We can put the music again, I suppose. Well, let's do one more without the music. Let's have a little bit without music, and maybe even a little bit more of reverb. Pa pa pa. Maybe like that. Maybe less decay. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I can't hear it. Oh my god, this one is also really funny. I love this one too. So many of this one you will hear me again and again saying like, oh my god, this one. This one is so good. This one is amazing. I love this book. Anyway, maybe just like this to change a little bit of showing the story. Or do you prefer me to show? I mean, the best thing would be if I show it not like that, but yeah. Hey, hey, Osada, yeah. Hi there, yeah. So many of you here. So nice to see you all. So one night, a feast was held in the palace, and there came a man and prostrated himself before the prince. And all the feasters looked upon him, and they saw that one of his eyes was out, and that the empty socket bled. And the prince inquired of him, What has befallen you? And the man replied, Oh, prince, I am by profession a thief. And this night, because there was no moon, I went to rob the money changer's shop. And as I climbed in through the window, I made a mistake and entered the weaver's shop. And in the dark, I ran into the weaver's loom, and my eye was plucked out. And now, O prince, I ask for justice upon the weaver. Then the prince sent for the weaver, and he came, and it was decreed that one of his eyes should be plucked out. "Oh, prince," said the weaver, the decree is just. It is just that one of my eyes be taken, and yet, alas, both are necessary to me in order that I may see the 2 sides of the cloth that I weave. But I have a neighbor, a cobbler, who has also 2 eyes, and in his trade both eyes are not necessary. Then the prince sent for the cobbler, and he came, and they took out one of the cobbler's 2 eyes, and justice was satisfied. Wow. Imagine that. Like, oh yeah, well, not your eye, let's take other one's eyes, no? And there we go, no? What a way to find loops in justice. And so it's like that, no? It's like, was justice really satisfied? Would you call that justice? I mean, just because it's like, I don't care, I just want someone else to have my eye. You just want someone else to have their eye plucked out. Because me, a thief, lost my eye. Wow. What a story. And for example, I think this is the shortest one. I'm not even going to share it to you. Later, I will show you how short this story is. Called The Fox. Oops, sorry. Oh my God, the fox. It says here, The fox. A fox looked at his shadow at sunrise and said, oh, wait. No, I have a better idea to make it more visual, because it's fun to make those visual things. Let's put the god rays back. Let me put it in a supposedly like this. Ta ta ta. You're gonna like this one. This is so. Let's see what you get with this. And then wait. It's not this one. Sorry. Can I move this thing? I know that I can move it. Ah, there we go. It's this one. Okay. So there we go. So here it is. Oh, my favorite. Oh, you know this one, cat, of course. I like this one. So, a fox looked at his shadow at sunrise and said, I will have a camel for lunch today. And all morning he went about looking for camels. But at noon, he saw his shadow again, and he said, a mouse will do. The end. What a short story. I love that little poem thingy. It's so good. Oh my god. Because yeah, of course, no? I want to see if in comments who I mean, come on, let's see who gets it, no? Like this guy. At sunrise, he saw his shadow and said, I will have a camel for lunch today. And then all morning he spent until it was noon. And then said, a mouse will do. What the hell happened there? Let's see. This has turned now into a book club. I can't give you all the answers. I found them by myself, but I love to talk about these things. I also want to do it maybe with that one's going to be a little bit tricky. If I want to do it with movies, for example, like what will I do for that one? No. But yeah, we will see. Now let me get back to the music. Let me just adjust it like this. Maybe there. Come on, I want to see some answers about this thing. Come on. And then we can put the music back. Yeah, something like that, no? Maybe around there? Yeah, something like there. So I will show you how short this story looks in the book. Look at that. It's so short. It's just 3 lines. I love it. Pop quiz, but what do they get if they get it right? They will get knowledge. And what thing is better than that? Of the gift of understanding, of saying like, hey, I am smart. I'm smarter than all of you. Fuck you guys. Just kidding. But yeah, that's the true prize. You know, it's funny how usually that doesn't, for a lot of people, it's like, no, I want something that I can use. How can I use knowledge? Like, what do you mean? How can you? Do you realize what you just said? Yeah. Are you listening to yourself right now? Yeah. So yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Nobody knows. Oh, nah, I have smooth brain. Come on. Nah, look, I will tell you. I will help you, even though it's... The thing is, sometimes we see ourselves, our egos are too big. And we think that we can do all of these crazy things. And it's like, think a little bit more logic with your things. Doesn't mean that you can't just try, but sometimes it's like, yeah, you know, maybe it was a, you know, a change in time now. Now I'm not so sure, but at the same time it's like, well, maybe you could have continued, no? But the thing is, well, if we go for the actual thing that happens, that when you are at this time and the fox saw the shadow on, well, in fact, it could be like from this side also. Depends on where you are looking, but yeah, when the fox saw his shadow, it was a big shadow because of how the sun was positioned, but when it is at noon, it's a small shadow, it's right behind you, or the shadow is gone. He saw himself all big and being like, yes, of course I can eat a camel. Come on, a fox eating a camel? Are you kidding me? And then he's like, maybe a mouse, you know? Yeah, and I'm thinking about it. Yeah, maybe a mouse. That's the story in Bellamore. Now, let me see, which one was this one? Oh my god, I forgot about this story. We are experiencing this book together, believe me. I am also being like, oh my god, I remember this one. This is so nice. He actually small baby. It's so clever, I love that one. And the story is as short as he is. Aww. Bellamore. Yes, of course you know. Only British people understand that one. Okay, let me show you. The Wise King. That's so niche. That's so nice. Can we say now instead of noise, it's going to be noise? Because you're talking about something niche that is nice. So something nice. Is it? The Wise King. Once there ruled in the distant city of Wirani a king who was both mighty and wise. And he was feared for his might and loved for his wisdom. Now in the heart of that city was a well, whose water was cool and crystalline, from which all the inhabitants drank, even the king and his courtiers, for there was no other well. One night, when all were asleep, a witch entered the city and poured 7 drops, here, see, 7 again, 7 drops of strange liquid into the well, and said, From this hour, he who drinks this water shall become mad. Next morning, all the inhabitants, save the king and his lord chamberlain, drank from the well and became mad, even as the witch had foretold. And during that day, the people in the narrow streets and in the marketplaces did not but whisper to one another, The king is mad! The king is mad! Our king and his lord chamberlain have lost their reason. Surely we cannot be ruled by a mad king. We must dethrone him. That evening, the king ordered a golden goblet to be filled from the well, and when it was brought to him, he drank deeply, and gave it to his lord chamberlain to drink. And there was a great rejoicing in that distant city of Wirani, because its king and its lord chamberlain had regained their reason. That one is a little bit easier, right? That one, yeah, come on. That's basically, I also like that one. Again, the 7 drops, the seven selves, 7 drops, the 7 masks. It's almost as, did they really become mad, or is it wrong to be mad, or is it just, to be seeing other things, to be enlightened and understand a little bit more of other things? Or sometimes it's the egos that are stopping us. Sometimes they have a good connotation. A lot of times they have like a bad connotation, honestly, usually. Although in this one it's like, oh, these 7 drops actually made them mad. The other times it's like, no, getting rid of these 7 things, or I don't know, it depends on the story. It's very psych. Yeah, very. It's very psych-coded. Pam, pam. Let's put these lights here and let's change the ambition. Oh, wait, I kind of remember this one. And let's put this one here to make it like that. Nice. Hey, what if I... Oh my god. Yeah. It was missing a little bit of animation. Anyway. Tibby baking in the sun. Yeah, Tibby loves the sun. Right, Tibby? Yeah, Tibby. Anyway, let me tell you this other story called Ambition. I kind of remember about it. Let's see. 3 men met at a tavern table. One was a weaver. Oh, here we go again with the weavers. Another a carpenter, and the third a ploughman. Ploughman? Ploughman? I guess that's how you say it. Said the weaver, I sold a fine line shroud today for 2 pieces of gold. Let us have all the wine we want. And I, said the carpenter, I sold my best coffin. We will have a great roast with the wine. I only dug a grave, said the ploughman, but my patron paid me double. Let us have honey cakes too. And all that evening the tavern was busy, for they called often for wine and meat and cakes, and they were merry. And the host rubbed his hands and smiled at his wife, for his guests were spending freely. When they left, the moon was high, and they walked along the road singing and shouting together. The host and his wife stood in the tavern door and looked after them. Ah, said the wife, these gentlemen, so free-handed and so gay, if only they could bring us such luck every day. Then our son need not to be a tavern keeper and work so hard. We could educate him and he could become a priest. The end. Oh my god. Yeah, that one is also good. All that ambition on that's the thing, no? Like, oh, you are depending on others for your son to be educated. Like it can happen, you know. It doesn't need to be just like that. But oh, if only it was because of the others. The new pleasure. Oh, this one I don't even have to show you. It's also a very short story. It's also 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Listen carefully. Last night, I invented a new pleasure. And as I was giving it the first trial, an angel and a devil came rushing toward my house. They met at my door and fought with each other over my newly created pleasure. The one crying, "It is a sin!" The other, "It is a virtue!" Oh, honey cakes. Oh, yes. That's the story. But that's the thing, no? Like, who was shouting what? Was the angel saying it is a sin, or was it the devil saying it is a sin? Was it the angel saying it is a virtue, or was it the devil? And that's when it starts to put you into these perspectives, no? Of like, what is happening in this story? No. I think I really like how the red one goes. Maybe a little bit more orangey, maybe a little bit more. Let me see. Yeah. Pum pum pa pum pa pum pum pum. There. And maybe the smoke also, let's give it a nice color. I don't know why it's all... Yay. It would have to be blue, right? There we go. That looks nicer. Ciao. Anyway. Maybe there. Hey, okay. Let me continue to... Oh, this one's also very interesting. It's the other language. This one also, yeah, brings the idea of like, yeah, how do we not know? I mean, of course not, but it's a nice idea. Anyway, the other language. 3 days after I was born, as I lay in my silken cradle, gazing with astonished dismay on the new world round about me, my mother spoke to the wet nurse, saying, "How does my child?" And the wet nurse answered, "He does well, madame. I have fed him 3 times, and never before have I seen a babe so young, yet so gay." Yet so gay. Of course, we have to remember that gay, but before it used to be for happy, joyous. No, so it would be like saying, "Yet so happy." No, but yeah, for why not? Yet so gay. And he was like, and I was indignant, and I cried, "I'm not gay. What?" No, and I was indignant and I cried, "It is not true, mother, for my bed is hard and the milk I have sucked is bitter to my mouth, and the odor of the breast is foul and my nostrils, and I am most miserable." But my mother did not understand, nor did the nurse, for the language I spoke was of the world from which I came. And on the 21st day of my life, as I was being christened, the priest said to my mother, You should indeed buy happy, madame, that your son was born a Christian." And I was surprised, and I said to the priest, "Then your mother in heaven should be unhappy, for you were not born a Christian." But the priest too did not understand my language. And after 7 months, one day a soothsayer looked at me and he said to my mother, "Your son will be a statesman and a great leader to men." But I cried out, "That is a false prophet, for I shall be a musician, and not but a musician shall I be." But even at that age, my language was not understood. And great was my astonishment. And after 33 years, during which my mother and the nurse and the priest have all died, the shadow of God be upon their spirits, the soothsayer still lives. And yesterday I met him near the gates of the temple, and while we were talking together, he said, "I have always known you would become a great musician. Even in your infancy, I prophesied and foretold your future." And I believed him, for now I too have forgotten the language of that other world. That it happens. All the lies, all the things. How do we not be sure? That one's pretty much like obvious, I think. Oh my god, I don't remember this one. Wait, the pomegranate. What? I don't remember this one. What is this? Let's see. The pomegranate. Once when I was living in the heart of a pomegranate... Oh, wait, no, I remember. Once when I was living in the heart of a pomegranate, I heard a seed saying,
"Someday I shall become a tree, and the wind will sing in my branches, and the sun will dance on my leaves, and I shall be strong and beautiful through all the seasons."
Then another seed spoke and said,
When I was as young as you, I too held such views. But now that I can weigh and measure things, I see that my hopes were vain."
And a third seed spoke also. I see in us nothing that promises so great a future. And a fourth said, but what a mockery our life would be without a greater future, said a fifth.
Why dispute what we shall be when we know not even what we are?
But a sixth replied, whatever we are, that we shall continue be. That we shall continue to be. Sorry, I'm reading so bad right now. Whatever we are, that we shall continue to be. And the seventh said, I have such a clear idea how everything will be, but I cannot put it into words. Then an eighth, spoke, and a ninth, and a tenth, and then many, until all were speaking, and I could distinguish nothing for the many voices. And as I moved that very day into the heart of a quince, where the seats are few and almost silent. It's like, guys, I don't get it. I'm just gonna get out of here. The voice reminded me of Skeksis. Oh my god, yes, it was like a Skeksi. It's true. And so I moved that very day into the heart of a quince. Yeah. Of a quinch. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. He just was like, let's go where there's less people. Sometimes it's too much, nobody knows anything. And it's whatever you believe, because this is not that it is. I think it's not that necessarily these things are wrong. Like I see nothing else that promises so great a future, and the other one is like, but if we don't have a better future than what we are now, and no one knows what it's gonna. This is basically talking about how we are in life right now, and we don't know what's gonna happen in our future. We don't know what's gonna happen after death. But sometimes it's like, maybe you don't care and you just want silence. You just want to be left alone with whatever you think. They are not going to change their minds. You cannot change their minds. Just continue. Maybe that's what it is. Oh my god, the 2 cages also so short. I will read it with this thing being here so you can see. What does it say? In my father's garden there are 2 cages. In one is a lion, which my father's slaves brought from the desert of Nineveh. In the other is a songless sparrow. Every day at dawn the sparrow calls to the lion, "Good morrow to thee, brother prisoner." And that's it. Because it doesn't matter. You can be a mighty lion or a little sparrow. Doesn't matter. We all are prisoners. The 3 ants. Oh, I kind of remember it. Wait. 3 ants met on the nose of a man who was asleep in the sun. And after they had saluted one another, each according to the custom of his tribe, they stood there conversing. The first ant said, "These hills and plains are the most barren I have known. I have searched all day for a grain of some sort, and there is none to be found." Said the second ant, "I too have found nothing, though I have visited every nook and glade. This is, I believe, what my people call the soft moving land, where nothing grows." Then the third ant raised his head and said, "My friends, we are standing now on the nose of the supreme ant, the mighty and infinite ant, whose body is so great that we cannot see it, whose shadow is so vast that we cannot trace it, whose voice is so loud that we cannot hear it, and he is omnipresent." When the third ant spoke, those the other ants looked at each other and laughed. At that moment, the man moved and in his sleep raised his hand and scratched his nose, and the 3 ants were crushed. Wow. Poor little ants. It's really like... I feel like in that one he was just being funny. Oh, Khalil. But at the same time it's like that, you know. Well, I mean, it is funny, but it can be like that. You never know, no? It can be just like... Pa, pa, and you are dead. Like an ant. From an almighty unknown. Something that you don't know. Like what happened. Amazing. What else? Oh, wait, give me a sec. Oh, there we go. Let's see. The Grave Digger. It's also, well, there's two very short stories, but yeah, I will read them together, I think. The Grave Digger. Hi, Lauren. Hey, Lily. Welcome, welcome. I'm reading The Madman, as you can see, which is a bunch of small poems, stories. But they are very, very nice. Very fun, very interesting. I hope you like it. The Grave Digger. Once, as I was burying one of my dead selves, the Grave Digger came by and said to me, "Of all those who come here to bury, you alone I like." Said I, "You please me exceedingly, but why do you like me?" "Because," he said. Because, said he, "they come weeping and go weeping, and you only come laughing and go laughing." Yeah. That's the thing, no? Sometimes we are sad that something that we have from ourselves is so sad. We don't move on, no? Or it's difficult. And this guy, the other way, it's like oh my God, it's dead. I'm being freed because it's one of my dead selves, no? So why not? Why not to embrace it? I think that's what it is. On the steps of the temple. Oh yeah. Yesterev, wow, what a word, huh? Yesterev, on the marble steps of the temple, I saw a woman sitting between two men. One side of her face was pale, the other was blushing. That one goes a little bit to the same thing of like the devil and the angel before, no? Like, who is who? Who's hitting that woman and who is blushing? Or is she... Well, no. Oh, is she blushing because of a hit? Or is she blushing because she's in love? Is she blushing because of... no, is she pale because she's afraid? Or is it because the other one is not doing anything for her? What is going on? The blessed city. In my youth, I was told that in a certain city, everyone lived according to the scriptures. And I said, I will seek that city and the blessedness thereof. And it was far, and I made great provision for my journey. And after 40 days, I beheld the city, and on the 41st day, I entered into it. And lo, the whole company of the inhabitants had each but a single eye and but one hand. And I was astonished, and I said to myself, shall they of this so holy city have but one eye and one hand? Then I saw that they too were astonished, for they were marveling greatly at my two hands and my two eyes. And as they were speaking together, I inquired of them, saying, "Is this indeed the blessed? Is this indeed the blessed city where each man lives according to the scriptures?" And they said, "Yes, this is that city." "And what," said I, "hath befallen you, and where are your right eyes and your right hands?" And all the people were moved, and they said, "Come thou and see." And they took me to the temple in the midst of the city. And in the temple I saw a heap of hands and eyes, all withered. Then said I, "Alas, what conqueror hath committed this cruelty upon you. And there went a murmur amongst them, and one of their elders stood forth and said, This doing is of ourselves. God hath made us conquerors over the evil that was in us. And he held me to a high altar, and all the people followed. And he showed me above the altar an inscription graven, and I read, If the right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. Then I understood, and I turned about to all the people, and I cried, Had no man or woman among you 2 eyes or 2 hands? And they answered me, saying, No, not one. There is none whole save such as are yet too young to read the scripture and to understand its commandment. And when we had come out of the temple, and I straightway left that blessed city, for I was not too young, and I could read the scriptures. That one is so good. It's like, oh my god, yeah, no, I'm not. I know what they say. Just the kids. It's like, once you understand, you will lose your eye, you will lose your hand. Yeah, no, I'm getting out of here. I don't care about living insane or going to hell. I'm not giving you my hand or my eye. I'm not following these scriptures. But wow, a whole town, huh? I hope you're liking the story and that I sound okay, because I feel like I am peaking. Maybe I should lower a little bit of the volume now that I realize. I hope I'm not peaking. It's so tricky, because I also changed the whole thing with my mic. Maybe I can just speak, leave it as it was, but speak a little bit quiet. I don't need to speak that loud. But I get excited with the story. I'm sorry if it is too much and if it is being a little bit like, ouch, ouch, ouch. I hope that's not the case. The good God and the evil God. Let's see. The good God and the evil God. Let's put it just like a little bit like that. The good God and the evil God met on the mountain top. The good God said, Good day to you, brother. The evil God did not answer. And the good God said, You're in a bad humor today. Yes, said the evil God, for of late I have been often mistaken for you, called by your name and threatened as if I were you. And treated as if I were you. And it ill pleases me. And the good God said, But I too have been mistaken for you and called by your name. The evil God walked away, cursing the stupidity of man. That one is also interesting. Like, are we sure we're praying to the right God, or when a God does something, it's like, oh, thank this God. It's like, that wasn't that God, that was me. What are you doing? Why are you saying that it was him, it was me? What the hell, stupid man. Stupid man that doesn't understand the divine. It's so good. Defeat. I don't remember this one. Defeat. My defeat. But let's take maybe the music away for a moment. This one sounds more serious. Yeah. Let's see. Defeat. We're almost done with the book, by the way. It's such a short book. It's 21 pages. defeat, my defeat, my solitude and my aloofness. You are dearer to me than 1,000 triumphs, and sweeter to my heart than all world glory. Defeat, my self-knowledge and my defiance. Through you I know that I am yet young and swift of foot and not to be trapped by withering laurels. Hey, that's me, Laurel. And in you I have found aloneness and the joy of being shunned by and scorned. Defeat, my shining sword and shield. In your eyes I have read that to be enthroned is to be enslaved, and to be understood is to be leveled down, and to be grasped is but to reach one's fullness and like a ripe fruit to fall and be consumed. Defeat, my bold companion, you shall hear my songs, and my cries, and my silence, and none but you shall speak to me of the beating of wings, and urging of seas, and of mountains that burn in the night. And you alone shall climb my steep and rocky soul. Defeat, my deathless courage, you and I shall laugh together with the storm, and together we shall dig graves for all that die in us, and we shall stand in the sun with a will, and we shall be dangerous. Yeah, a nice poem, interesting poem about I don't know. It's just that it's of course looking at the good side of defeat, but yeah. Hey, Lily. Yeah, it's like, hi, Lily. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that story also. Well, that poem is nice. Or that thought. It's pretty much that. To appreciate also something that is usually bad. No, like, oh my God, I'm defeated. No, that's so bad. It's like, no, I'm learning, and it is there for me. You would maybe could say that, isn't that to be, conformist and all? The same thing as with so many things, like it depends on how you are looking into it. No, everything depends on how you look at it, and that's the whole thing about a madman. They are saying things that for us are usually like, this is bad or this is good. If not in an opposite way, just in a very, very different type of way. And still be, laughing about that. You know what reminds me of? There's this song of Genesis called Seven Stones. I don't think it is based on this, because why again the seven? No, the seven stones. And at the at a part of the song says, what is it? The grief, the grave. No, what does it say? Oh my God, I forgot. But it says something basically like that, like to an old man, the bad things brings him laughter, and the laughter of the world grieves him. But I forgot that part. Wait. Seven Stones lyrics. It's despair. There we go. Despair that ties the world brings the old man laughter. The laughter of the world only grieves him. Believe him. The old man's guide is chance. Yeah. And he tells a story of the number seven as a thing that is telling you what or not to do. Like, about, oh yeah, there were 7 stones in the ground, and then this man, in the 7th house that he found there was a friend, no? And is it just a coincidence, or the coincidence of the world that is on purpose for destiny? Is it intertwined? Things like that. Very nice. Let's see now. Night and the Madman. Ooh. I am like thee, O night, dark and naked. I walk on the flaming path which is above my daydreams, and whenever my foot touches earth, a giant oak tree comes forth. Nay, thou art not like me, O madman. This is the night, no? For thou still lookest backward to see how large a footprint thou leavest on the sand. I am like thee, O night, silent and deep, and in the heart of my loneliness lies a goddess in childbed, and in him who is being born heaven touches hell. Nay, thou art not like me, O madman, for thou shudderest yet before pain, and the song of the abyss terrifies thee. I am like thee, O night, wild and terrible, for my ears are crowded with cries of conquered nations and sighs for forgotten lands. Nay, thou art not like me, O madman, for thou still takest thy little self for a comrade, and with thy monster self thou canst not be friend. I am like thee, O night, O cruel and awful, for my bosom is lit by burning ships at sea, and my lips are wet with blood of slain warriors. Nay, thou art not like me, O madman, for the desire for a sister spirit is yet upon thee, and thou hast not become a law unto thyself. I am like thee, O night, joyous and glad, for he who dwells in my shadow is now drunk with virgin wine, and she who follows me is sinning mirthfully. Nay, thou art not like me, O madman, for thy soul is wrapped in the vial of 7 folds, and thou holdest not thy heart in thine hand. I am like thee, O night, patient and passionate, for in my breast 1,000 dead lovers are buried in shrouds of withered kisses. Yes, madman, art thou like me? Art thou like me? And canst thou ride the tempest as a steed, and grasp the lightning as a sword? Like thee, O night, like thee, mighty and high, and my throne is built upon heaps of fallen gods, and before me, too, pass the days to kiss the hem of my garment, but never to gaze at my face. Art thou like me, child of my darkest heart, and dost thou think my untamed thoughts and speak my past language? Yes, we are twin brothers, O night, for thou revealest space, and I reveal my soul. Yeah, here is when a lot of the poems and like start more at the end of the book. They're very nice. They're one where it's also even nice how the whole thing it's positioned in that way, no? How it is like, okay, let me get a little bit of this idea of how to introduce you with these stories and not bombard you with my crazy poems. Very nice. So now that you are, like introduced to this, then we can talk about these things. Really nice. I think I'm just missing a couple of stories now. Let me see. Which ones are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 short between stories and poems. Where am I? Okay, faces. Let me read you faces. Also, probably I should be playing a little bit with... Wait, where is it? Where is this thing? Why I cannot find it. Ah, there we go. Whoops, that's too much. Now, you know what? No, I don't want that. I don't want the camera switcher. That's too much. Oh, this is the one that I wanted. Sorry. Anyway. Okie dokie. Yes. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Faces. I have seen a face with 1,000 countenances, and a face that was but a single countenance, as if held in a mold. I don't know how to say that word. I have seen a face God damn it! Let me start again. I'm reading so bad now. I'm all distracted. Give me a sec. There we go. I have seen a face with 1,000 countenances, and a face that was but a single countenance, as if held in a mold. I have seen a face whose sheen I could look through to the ugliness beneath, and a face whose sheen I had to live to see how beautiful it was. I have seen an old face much lined with nothing, and a smooth face in which all things were graven. I know faces, because I look through the fabric my own eyes weaves, and behold the reality beneath. This guy really can see through a lot of stuff, huh? Very nice. Yeah, that's more like a little thingy. But no, the next one, the Great Sea. That's a nice one. Oh yeah, I think. No, yes, I remember. My soul and I went to the Great Sea to bathe. And when we reached the shore, we went about looking for a hidden and lonely place. My mind getting opened, yes. But as we walked, we saw a man sitting on a grey rock, taking pinches of salt from a bag and throwing them into the sea. This is the pessimist, said my soul. Let us leave this place. We cannot bathe here. We walked on until we reached an intel. There we saw, standing on a white rock, a man holding a bejeweled box from which he took sugar and threw it into the sea. And this is the optimist, said my soul, and he too must not see our naked bodies. Further on we walked, and on a beach we saw a man picking up dead fish and tenderly putting them back into the water. And we cannot bathe before him, said my soul. He is the humane philanthropist. And we passed on. He's the humane philanthropist, yeah. And we passed on. Then we came where we saw a man tracing his shadow on the sand. Great waves came and erased it. But he went on tracing it again and again. He is the mystic, said my soul. Let us leave him. And we walked on till in a quiet cover we saw a man scooping up the foam and putting it into an alabaster bowl. He is the idealist, said my soul. Surely he must not see our nudity. And we walked. Suddenly we heard a voice crying, "This is the sea, this is the deep sea, this is the vast and mighty sea." And when we reached the voice, it was a man whose back was turned to the sea, and at his ear he held a shell, listening to its murmur. And my soul said, "Let us pass on. He is the realist who turns his back on the whole he cannot grasp, and busies himself with a fragment." So we passed on, and in a weedy place among the rocks was a man with his head buried in the sand. And I said to my soul, "We can bathe here, for he cannot see us." "Nay," said my soul, "for he is the most deadly of them all. He is the Puritan." Then a great sadness came over the face of my soul and into her voice. "Let us go hence," she said, "for there is no lonely hidden place where we can bathe. I would not have this wind lift my golden hair, or bear my white bosom in this air, or let the light disclose my sacred nakedness." Then we left that sea to seek the greater sea. That one I liked it a lot also. Yeah, the whole thing of the types of people, how they are. No, how would you describe what a pessimist does and an optimist does? No, like the pessimist throwing salt to the sea. The sea is already salted, but yeah, let's put more into that. No, like it's already bad. But then also the optimist is trying to, like, instead of letting it be, no, we can change it. No, I'm gonna throw sugar. That's gonna make a change. Like that's gonna, no. I mean, if a lot of people would do it, the same thing, no, from salt or sugar, but the sea doesn't need any of that, no. And yes, you cannot be open. You know, the fact of wanting to bathe in this sea, it's to be yourself in reality. How are you going to be with people like this, no? And yeah, the human philanthropists, no? Like, oh, look how good I am doing. I'm putting all of this dead fish back into the seas. Like, what? What? But I love how it's like the most, the deadliest one is the purist. No? The Puritan, I mean. The Puritan is the deadliest one. I wonder if it is because, like, no, I cannot see anything. I cannot see anything. And was he about to see them? Was he going to see their naked bodies once it was? Or simply just not? It's the deadliest because it won't just hear anything, but because it chooses not to and nothing at all. No, you have to be alone. But the fact that it's like, okay, we left it starts like that, no? Like, we went to the great sea. No, let's find the greater sea. Let's see if we have more luck there. Wow. Crucified. I cried to men, I would be crucified. And they said, why should your blood be upon our heads? And I answered, how else shall you be exalted except by crucifying madmen? And they heeded, and I was crucified. The end. Nah. And the crucifixion appeased me. And when I was hanged between earth and heaven, they lifted up their heads to see me. And they were exalted, for their heads had never before been lifted. But as they stood looking up at me, one called out, For what art thou seeking to atone? And another cried, In what cause dost thou sacrifice thyself? And a third said, Thinkest thou with this price to buy world glory? Then said a fourth, Behold, how he smiles! Can such pain be forgiven? And I answered them all and said, Remember only that I smiled. I do not atone, nor sacrifice, nor wish for glory, and I have nothing to forgive. I thirsted, and I bestowed you to give me my blood to drink. For what is there can quench a madman's thirst but his own blood? I was dumb, and I asked wounds of you for mouths. I was imprisoned in your days and nights, and I saw the door into larger days and nights. And now I go, as others already crucified have gone. And think not we are weary of crucifixion, for we must be crucified by larger and yet larger men between greater earths and greater heavens. This one is really crazy. It's like, just for the sake of it, and because I can't stand you guys, just kill me already. Wow. So nice. Like that, like, oh. Wow. But also that's the thing, no, like people not understanding what is happening. Then the astronomer. And also, yeah, that thing, no, like what can make a madman happy if it's not himself? If it's not thyself. No. Yes, that's how it is. Yum, 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 yum. The astronomer. Oh, yeah, this one. In the shadow of the temple, my friend and I saw a blind man sitting alone. And my friend said, "Behold the wisest man of our land." Then I left my friend and I approached the blind man and greeted him, and we conversed. After a while I said, "Forgive my question, but since when was thou been blind?" "From my birth," he answered. Said I, "And what path of wisdom follows thou?" Said he, I am an astronomer." Then he placed his hand upon his breast, saying, "I watch all these suns and moons and stars." That one's nice. Kind of like we are back to the short story ideas and all. For a moment, just to have a little bit. There's meaning behind all of them. It's cool. Yes, right, Sophie. Yeah. You get it. Also, Kat was really into, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kat is already asleep. It's so late for her. The little kitty. The little lovely kitty. But yes. The great longing. Here I sit between my brother, the mountain, and my sister, the sea. We three are one in loneliness, and the love that binds us together is deep and strong and strange. Nay, it is deeper than my sister's depth, and stronger than my brother's strength, and stranger than the strangeness of my madness. Aeons upon aeons have passed since the first grey dawn made us visible to one another. And though we have seen the birth and the fullness and the death of many worlds, we are still eager and young. We are young and eager, and yet we are mateless and unvisited. And though we lie in unbroken half-embrace, we are uncomforted. And what comfort is there for controlled desire and unspent passion? When shall come the flaming god to warm my sister's bed? And what she-torrent shall quench my brother's fire? And who is the woman that shall command my heart? In the stillness of the night my sister murmurs in her sleep the fire god's unknown name, and my brother calls afar upon the cool and distant goddess. But upon whom I call in my sleep, I know not. Here I sit between my brother the mountain and my sister the sea. We three are one in loneliness, and the love that binds us together is deep and strong and strange. That's also the thing, no? Like no matter how strong our thing is, I still feel there's still some loneliness on us, no? Like they have someone to call, but yeah, sometimes I guess it's when things seem so easy for us to be like, yes, of course, there's contrary here or something there for them, but there's a lot of confusion on us humans on, who's that person for me, or is there anything? What's the soul that can really be there for me? But in a way, at least I'm not alone. Maybe that's what it is. I see it in that way. But that's also the thing. Maybe you take some things in a different way, so why not? That also counts. Then said a blade of grass. Said a blade of grass to an autumn leaf. "You make such a noise falling. You scatter all my winter dreams," said the leaf indignant. "Low-born and low, dwelling, songless, peevish thing, you live not in the upper air, and you cannot tell the sound of singing." Then the autumn leaf lay down upon the earth and slept. And when spring came, she waked again, and she was a blade of grass. And when it was autumn, and her winter sleep was upon her, and above her through all the air the leaves were falling, she muttered to herself, "Oh, these autumn leaves, they make such noise, they scatter all my winter dreams." This one is so good. I love it. This one is pretty much how, when you grow older and you're like, when you're a kid, well, more like that. You're a kid and you're like, old people don't understand me. Old people, this. And then people are like, "Oh, kid, what do you even know?" No, and then you grow older and you're like, "Oh, these freaking kids, what do they know?" It's that version, but in a nicer way of saying it, in a more poetic way of saying it. But it's pretty much that, no? I love it. The eye. Oh, wait, what? The eye. Said the eye one day, more like that. "I see beyond these valleys a mountain veiled with blue mist. Is it not beautiful?" The ear listened, and after listening intently a while said, "But where is any mountain? I do not hear it." Then the hand spoke and said, "I am trying in vain to feel it or touch it, and I can find no mountain." And the nose said, "There is no mountain. I cannot smell it." Then the eye turned the other way, and they all began to talk together about the eye's strange delusion. And they said, "Something must be the matter with the eye." Wow. And that one, come on. That one is so good. That one is also with the whole thing of not being understood, and just because you see some things and others can't, doesn't mean it's not real. Each one of us have our own abilities, our own things, but it happens a lot to people, no? Like, just kind of like not believing in ghosts and saying like, "Well, I saw them." Like, "Oh yeah, sure you did." No, I haven't seen them, so therefore they don't exist, or things like that. No, I don't know, but it reminds me a little bit of that, because it could have been the other way. No, the ear could have, or let's say the hand could be touching something, and well, the eye could have been seeing what they are touching, but maybe not feeling what they are being touched, or maybe, I don't know, the air or something, or let's say maybe the nose. Maybe the closest thing would be for the nose. The nose could be like, "I smell something very strong and very weird," and maybe the hand would be like, I can't touch anything that, I don't know what you're doing, no? And they're being like, I hear nothing, so yeah. And the eye being like, "No, I see anything, yeah." It's very similar to them, but I like how it was the eye, because yeah, the others, no, would be very separate from that experience. That's something also that is very interesting. Very nice. The two learned men. What was this? The two learned men. Let's see. The two learned men. Let's put it a little bit more like this. The two learned men. Once there lived in the ancient city of Afkar two learned men who hated and belittled each other's learning. For one of them denied the existence of the gods, and the other was a believer. One day the two met in the marketplace, and amidst their followers they began to dispute and to argue about the existence or the non-existence of the gods. And after hours of contention, they parted. That evening, the unbeliever went to the temple and prostrated himself before the altar and prayed to the gods to forgive his wayward past. And the same hour, the other learned man, who had upheld the gods, burned his sacred books, for he had become an unbeliever. Please don't believe that Gordon Ramsay once tasted my Rocky Road cheesecake and said it was very good. No way, really? Nice. Oh my god, now I need Rocky Road, a cheesecake. I haven't had a cheesecake in so long. I haven't had so many. I always, when I feel like every time I am like, I haven't had this in so long. I haven't had this. I haven't had ice cream in so long. I haven't had. What other things have I not have in so long? Yeah, cheesecake and wait, well, ice cream. I haven't had ice cream in a while. I haven't had. I had cake, but cheesecake. A good night's sleep. Oh my God, Kat, you're still there. I'm about to finish the stories. I hope you sleep well. Oh, you mean that I haven't had a good night's sleep in a while? It's true. It's true. I haven't had it in LA in a small art exhibition. Really? Wow. And said that it was very good. That's amazing. Wow. Hey, congratulations. I know. Oh my God. One day I will, if I ever go to LA. But yeah, no, a good night's sleep for me, it's what Catherine means, because yeah, I haven't had it. Even today, I was trying to sleep early. I slept so late. I woke up so late too. Sorry. Sorry myself. Sorry, TB. I love you. Da, 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 da. Anyway, let's finish this story. We're so close. Wow, why am I was kind of like having issues there. Like suddenly like brrr, moving weird. There we go. When my sorrow was born. When my sorrow was born, I nursed it with care and watched over it with loving tenderness. And my sorrow grew like all living things. Oh, strong and beautiful and full of wondrous delights. And we loved one another, my sorrow and I, and we loved the world about us, for sorrow had a kindly heart, and mine was kindly with sorrow. And when we conversed, my sorrow and I, our days were winged, and our nights were girdled with dreams. For sorrow had an eloquent tongue, and mine was eloquent with sorrow. And when we sang together, my sorrow and I, our neighbors sat at their windows and listened, for our songs were deep as the sea, and our melodies were full of strange memories. And when we walked together, my sorrow and I, people gazed at us with gentle eyes and whispered in words of exceeding sweetness. And there were those who looked with envy upon us, for sorrow was a noble thing, and I was proud with sorrow. But my sorrow died, like all living things. And alone I am left to muse and ponder. And now when I speak, my words fall heavily upon my ears. And when I sing my songs, my neighbors come not to listen. And when I walk the streets, no one looks at me. Only in my sleep I hear voices saying in pity, "See, there lies the man whose sorrow is dead." That is also such a... Like you're sad that your sorrow went away. You wanted the... Like, all people used to see me. That you could say that that's pretty narcissistic, but it was like, oh my God, they would see me and they would be like, oh my God, no, he's so sad. Oh, it's almost beautiful, no? But he's no longer sad, no? He doesn't have that thing, but he's like, oh, now no one cares about me. I was better when I had sorrow with me. Wow. Yeah, concepts of a madman. I love it. Let me do... There we go. We will return to the one that we had before. Like this. Pam, pam, pam. Where's the... I always forget where... Oh, there we go. Very nice book. We are missing... What's the next one? And when my joy was born... Oh, yes, I remember now. The whole thing continues like that. Like, when my sorrow was born. And then... And when my joy was born. And what happened? What do you think it happened when the joy of a madman was born? What could it be? And when my joy was born... Let me do one thing also with... Yeah. Maybe like that. When my joy was born. And when my joy was born, I held it in my arms and stood on the housetop shouting, "Come ye, my neighbors, come and see, for joy this day is born unto me. Come and behold this gladsome thing that laughed in the sun." But none of my neighbors came to look upon my joy, and great was my astonishment. And every day for 7 months I proclaimed my joy from the housetop, and yet no one heeded me. And my joy and I were alone, unsought and unvisited. Then my joy grew pale and weary, because no other heart but mine held its loveliness, and no other lips kissed its lips. Then my joy died of isolation. And now I only remember my dead joy in remembering my dead sorrow. But memory is an autumn leaf that murmurs a while in the wind, and then is heard no more. Just sad. Like people don't, it's as if people don't care when you're happy. They only worry about you when you're sad, but they won't care about you. And with that, it's like, yeah, whatever. No, we don't care. Ooh. It's only about being sad. Because, yeah, we are worried. No, but if you're happy, well, it's good for you, I guess. No, but we're not going to share that happiness. Or that's how it was seen. And with that, we have reached the last story, the last poem, which is The Perfect World. The Perfect World. God of lost souls, thou who art lost amongst the gods, hear me, gentle destiny that watches over us, mad wandering spirits, hear me. I dwell in the midst of a perfect race, I the most imperfect, I a human chaos, a nebula of confused elements. I move amongst finished worlds, peoples of complete laws and pure order, whose thoughts are assorted, whose dreams are arranged, and whose visions are enrolled and registered. Their virtues, O God, are measured, their sins and are weighed, and even the countless things that pass in the dim twilight of neither sin nor virtue are recorded and catalogued. Here days and nights are divided into seasons of conduct and governed by rules of blameless accuracy. To eat, to drink, to sleep, to cover one's nudity, and then to be weary in due time, to work, to play, to sing, to dance, and then to lie still when the clock strikes the hour, to think thus, to feel thus much, and then to cease thinking and feeling when a certain star rises above yonder horizon. To rob a neighbor with a smile, to bestow gifts with a graceful wave of the hand, to praise prudently, to blame cautiously, to destroy a sound with a word, to burn a body with a breath, and then to wash the hands when the day's work is done, to love according to an established order, to entertain one's best self in a preconceived manner, to worship the gods becomingly, to intrigue the devils artfully, and then to forget all as though memory were dead, To fancy with a motive, to contemplate with the consideration, to be happy sweetly, to suffer nobly, and then to empty the cup so that tomorrow may fill it again. All these things, O God, are conceived with forethought, born with determination, nursed with exactness, governed by rules, directed by reason, and then slain and buried after a prescribed method. And even their silent graves that lie within the human soul are marked and numbered. It is a perfect world, a world of consummate excellence, a world of supreme wonders, the ripest fruit in God's garden, the master thought of the universe. But why should I be here, O God? I, a green seed of unfulfilled passion, a mad tempest that seeketh neither east nor west, a bewildered fragment from a burnt planet. Why am I here, O God of lost souls, thou who art lost amongst the gods? Thou who art lost amongst the gods. The end. Yeah, the end. And that was the madman. The mad lad. That was the mad lad. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really liked it. That last one is really like that. Like, yeah, this world is amazing. It has all of these things and people acting in such ways and all, but why am I here? I don't feel I fit. It's a perfect world and yet I can't do it. I don't know. And also I'm telling it to the God who is also lost. You know, like I'm lost in this world and maybe this God that I am praying, it's also lost amongst the gods. It's such a beautiful poem and all the thing of how it's like, dude, they do this, all these amazing things. And yet I don't get it. I don't feel like I fit. Pretty short, but really good. Yes, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, Kat. What was everybody's favorite? Yes, I would like to know that. Which one did you like the most? I guess the astronomer mayhaps. Oh, the one with the stars. Like, oh, I see all these stars, all these suns and moons. And it's like, what are you talking about? What are you seeing? You're blind. But how are you so sure that he's not looking at all of these other things that we cannot see and understand? Mine was the fox. Yes, I know, of course. The fox is so good. It's so pretty. Such a cute story. I would say I really like the Seven Selves. And let me think which other one. I really liked the Greater Sea. You know, I really like the Greater Sea. The whole thing about like, no, with my soul here, and then it's like, oh my God, all these people, and then let's go to the Greater Sea. I really like that one. But there are so many good ones. The defeat one about like seeing that thing as like that. The good God and evil God. That one is also good. And how we not know that, you know, maybe, yeah, you know, when something happens and you're like, oh, thank God that happened. It's like, how, maybe it wasn't God. Maybe it was the devil in that moment. Maybe it was some other God. Who knows? No? And maybe something like, oh my God, you know, a demon appeared and he's like, that was God, dude. What are you talking about? No? So yeah, you never know. Yes, that's also very good. That one is so good. Yes. The whole book, it's so short. You can, like, it's been what, 2 hours? 2 hours we've been here. And we are finished this beautiful, beautiful work of art. I've been wanting to read it again. I never read it, as you can see, I've never read it in English. But I wanted to read it again because I was like, oh, I haven't... Every time I find the book again and And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is a good book to give a quick read. And I mean, like, oh yes, I remember this. Oh yes, this is beautiful. Oh yes, the way that it is written, not just the ideas, the way that it is written is really pretty. Really nice. Very nice. So yeah. You did great though. Ah, thank you, thank you. Really makes you think, oh. Thank you, Kat. You're so sweet. The sweetest. Bum. And I hope you like this little music, even though it's like I don't mind the it's such a short loop thingy, but it's really nice. Thank you so much. No, thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. A little bit of a short stream, but I have to prepare things for tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys. Mine's successfully opened. Yay, let's go. That's good, the mind. I think I read this book when I was... I don't remember how old I was. I was like... I want to say 15, 16, 14, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And you know what's crazy? I had this version of the book. I should have taken a picture of it. Maybe later I will post it. But I had this little edition of the book, which doesn't say anything. You know how books always say, oh, this book came from this person, from this person. I mean, of course. But no, how it says like editorial, like it was printed in this year, in this place, all of that. This edition doesn't have anything of that. Doesn't say what year it was printed, doesn't say who, I think it doesn't say anything really. Maybe there was like a logo or something, but I don't remember having any information on that. It was owned by a cousin, and that's when I saw it first, and I read it. And then my cousin, took it away, and years passed. And then I went to a library. Not Delta's library. This one was Delta's library. But before, I went years later to a library. And I was looking for comics, actually. But also some books, Like I wanted to see what I could find, something interesting, something nice. And what I found. Oh my God, what did I found? It was that book, the same thing. And I think it was not just the same print or something. No, it was the same book. I guess my cousin maybe sold it or something to that library, because I think even had the same... I remember it had something written like the price with a pencil or something like that on one of the first pages, and then I see that like exactly like that. I'm like, this has to be the same book. Oh my God! I have to buy it. No, I think it costed nothing. It cost nothing. It was so cheap, and if it cost nothing, then it was not cheap. It was for free. No, but it was very, very, very cheap. And then I have it here with me. And what a thing to happen, because I always like the book, also in the way that it was presented to me, because yeah, sure, you can have another nicer, newer print, or maybe a compilation of Khalil Gibran's works. No, it could have been the in the Garden of the Prophet, or I don't know how it is called in English, but the Prophet in the Prophet's Garden, and the Madman, and other things like that. But no, it was just this little book. And I remember it was a little longer because of how the pages were. I was like, I think it's like 50 pages. No, it's in fact like, I think maybe they were like 30 something because of how they were using I think it was 50 pages, but because they were leaving like a page just for the title, and then you open and nothing on the back, and then there's the little story, and then what a waste of paper. But it's, I guess, the best way to have significant amount of paper for it to be considered a book because of how short it is, because of how small it is. And then, but yeah, in fact, this thing was 23 pages, and it has one page for the end and who did it or something like that, and one with the title. So 21 pages, but it's beautiful. It's such a nice book. And if you ever want to read it again, with a little bit more time and all, well, you can watch again the stream, or you can just read it by yourself and give yourself the inner voice of your madman, of your mad woman, of your soul. Okay. I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely night or day. I guess night for most of you. And tomorrow is going to be chaos with Delta. We're going to be talking about things, about, I guess, whoa. What was that? Am I still streaming even? That felt strange. Oh, yes, I think I'm still streaming. I'll do that. Thank you so much for the stream. Thank you, Sophie, for being here. Always so sweet. And good night, everyone. Thank you, Kat. You're the lovely kitty that you are. Thank you. And yeah, tomorrow is with Delta. We will be talking about stuff. I think about also stuff of being VTubers and all of that for this month. And then we will fight. We're going to play multiverses. Well, the idea is to play multiverses. Hopefully we can. And we will fight. Tuesday, the 4th collab with Delta. Nice. Yes. It's the Thursday, also known as the 5th Tuesday of the week. Is it my 4th collab with Delta, you mean? Like I have collab with Delta for Delta? I mean, I have never collabed with Delta like officially, I think, in the sense of only the two of us, like, hey, let's announce that we are going to do a collab. Delta has appeared here sometimes on the call, like being like, hey, Lauren, how are you? Hey, Lauren. No. Like, hey, Delta. And speaking of Delta, I need to return this book to his library. No, a Tuesday joke. Oh, okay, I see. Yes, it is. I remember. Oh my God, Delta. That was so funny. I think this week everyone made mistakes. Orika made a mistake on how she was announcing her own collab. She said Wednesday when she wanted to say Thursday, even though in her schedule says Thursday. Then Delta said Tuesday. Then no one noticed, but when I put Thursday, I put something like Thursday or something like that. Like Thursday. I don't know if Rina and Val made mistakes also, but the three of us, wow, we are tired. We need to do more stuff. We need to be a little bit, better. Oh, yes. Well, tell him to bring cookies to share this time. Yes, I saw on the stream how Delta was eating cookies and you asked, and he was like, no, they're mine. Like, so rude, Delta. I already told him, like, why don't you want to give cookies to Kat? She's always the sweetest. You have to do it. She's always the sweetest. You have to. Well, guys, girls, thank you for being here. Love you all. Otsumwa. See ya next time, tomorrow, on Tuesday.